You know the countdown is on over. And this week, the National Science and Maths Quiz will be launched in Accra. It's actually tomorrow, 5th of June, that launch will happen. Students from participating schools will arrive for the contest, which has grown hugely popular over the years. And as you may know by now, your station, Joy News, will bring you all the coverage of this year's competition. Indeed, we've started bringing you the regional contest as well, which we're continuing this week. And then we're also profiling the schools, so schools to watch out from the various regions. Today we bring you another special report, this time from the Upper East. And Albert Sori is our man on the beats right there. So here we go with what we have for you today.
The preliminary stages of the competition started with schools that may be considered as being in the same league facing it off in each contest. Per the rules, the schools that came tops in each preliminary contest qualified to compete in another stage to select 6 final schools to represent the Upper East region in this year's National Science and Maths Quiz. The contests were held on 2 separate days at the Bolgatanga Girls Senior High School. The Bolgatanga Senior High School, Navrongo Senior High School, Notre Dame Minor Seminary Senior High School, and the Bolgatanga Girls Senior High School, which are considered to be the top schools in the Upper East region, all qualified to the next stage of the competition on the first day of contests. The second day of contests, however, came with the Sandema Senior High Technical School demonstrating that they could be a superpower in the region as far as the National Science and Maths Quiz is concerned.
Convert the given unit to a unit containing SI-based units only. Sandema, Newton per meter square. Yes.
We have kilogram, meter to the power minus 1, second to the power minus 2.
That is correct.
They urged out the Zoko Senior High School, Paga Senior High School, and the Bolgatanga Technical Institute in a perceived contest of equals to qualify to the next stage of contests. The final stage was divided into 2 contests. A toss for position saw the Boko Technical Institute and 3 of the big schools, that is Navrongo, Notre Dame, and Bolgatanga Senior High Schools, in the same contest. Notre Dame was highly considered favorites to emerge tops in this contest. However, things did not go as expected for them.
Notre Dame. The equation x squared plus 5x plus 7 is equal to 0 has no real solution. Yes, false. I'm sorry, it's true.
They were forced to make a substitution during the round of riddles, but that did not also yield the expected result. In the end, they came 3rd, Boko Technical 4th, with Bolgatanga and Navrongo placing 2nd and 1st respectively. The second final involved the Bolgatanga Girls Senior High School, Zebila Senior High School, and Sandema Senior High Technical School. Here, Bolga girls were considered favorites to come tops, but again, this was not to be, as Bolga girls were having a bad day.
Bolga girls. Calling timer is present either in continuous homogeneous layers or in uneven patches. It's false. I'm sorry, it's true.
Sandema Senior High School took the lead and eventually ran away with the contest in the round of riddles.
Yes.
Nitorium.
Sorry. That is
Their contestants could not hide their excitement when it was clear they had won the contest. Joy News caught up with some of the contestants.
Last year, I followed my seniors there, so I had a little experience, and with that, I think when I came back, I tried to input it, and I'm seeing a greater output. And as we are going there, this year the story is going to be different. And
actually, our performance is not encouraging, but we've now noticed our weak points. We are hoping that when we get there, Upper East should be proud of us. So to do that, we are going to sit up and learn so that we won't bring disgrace to Upper East.
Then we came the other day. Yes, we made it that day. So today, when we also came, we were also expecting to make it, but things didn't go well. But we know that when we go to the nationals, we prepare adequately to be able to face another school.
We've really done well, and I hope that for the national we'll do much better. And this is to all Southern schools, all the big schools. They should get ready for big moves for the national.
The 6 schools with the highest accumulated points in the 2 final contests were then selected to represent the Upper East region at this year's National Science and Maths Quiz. They are Navrongo Senior High School, Sandema Senior High Technical School, Bolgatanga Senior High School, Zebila Senior High School, Notre Dame Minor Seminary Senior High School, and the Bolgatanga Girls Senior High School. For Joy News, Albert Sori, reporting from Bolgatanga.
Some 34 minutes after 8. Now let's talk about the National Science and Maths Quiz, but not before I say hello to you, Jacob Wamaga, CEO of Fijai Real United FC in Takoradi. Jacob Wamaga, CEO of Fijai Real United FC in Takoradi. Let's talk about the National Science and Maths Quiz now. And I'm joined in the studio by Nana Ukia Ankoma Sari. She's Managing Director, Prime Time. They are organizers of the National Science and Maths Quiz. Also, Dr. Elsie Effa Kaufman, a Senior Lecturer, Department of Biomedical Engineering, University of Ghana, Legon. So good morning to you, ladies. Thanks for being here. Okay. So first of all, let me ask this year's National Science and Maths Quiz, what's new? What should we be expecting? Probably we'll put that to you.
Yes. Well, good morning to everybody. This year is going to be really, really interesting. It's our 25th anniversary, so we have a special package. What's new this year is we have, for example, the Money Zone, which is sponsored by GCB Bank. So with the Money Zone, from the quarterfinals to the finals, the scores of the schools will be multiplied by an amount of money. So it's going to be 5 Ghana cedis at the quarterfinal stage, 10 Ghana cedis at semi-final, and 15 Ghana cedis at the finals. So
every question you answer correctly comes with money.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Oh, nice.
So at the end of the contest, if you have 40 points, then it means you have 200 Ghana cedis for each of the contestants and the teacher. So we are sure that's going to ginger people up a bit. And then we also have We have a number of scholarships.
Okay.
Then we have something new with the contest itself. You know, we have 2 contestants on stage at a time, but there's actually 3 of them as the team, officially as 3 of them as the team. And the third contestant sometimes doesn't get to compete if they are not substituted because of some maybe health reason or something later on along the lines. But this year, there's the option for the third contestant to compete. So we are introducing substitution. So the analogy
while the competition is ongoing.
Yes.
Okay.
So take it, compare that to a football match where at some point in time the coach decides that I need this kind of help.
Yeah.
And so substitutes one of the contestants.
Okay, but with the football, you have the opportunity to do it 3 times.
No, but with us, it's just once.
Okay.
And you must do it by the end of the problem of the day. So whoever is substituted must do a minimum of 2 rounds because you cannot come in after problem of the day. And we will not substitute while the round is going on. We only substitute at the beginning of the round.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I ask the quiz mistress, from your point of view, from where you sit, what's new from your camp as well?
Oh, this year is going to be exciting. From where I sit so far, it's been about gathering the questions, making sure they are of high enough quality, and I think the contestants are going to be impressed by the quality we are bringing this time.
They're not going to be hot. They're going to be impressed.
Oh, yes, they're going to be impressed.
So what typically, what kind of processes, where are the questions coming from, by the way?
Okay, so there's a team of consultants. The team has 4 subject consultants, 1 for each of the subjects that we cover. So we have a consultant for mathematics, 1 for physics, chemistry, and then biology. The 4 of them. And then I am the general consultant.
Okay.
So we meet, and this is a year-long activity. So we meet, we read every single question. We decide at our moderation meetings which questions are going to make it and which ones are not. And then we continue on. After all the questions have been collected, they have to be sorted into the contests, and then there's also long quality checks, because every mistake that takes place or any problem we have on stage, one problem takes about half an hour to resolve. And we don't have that kind of time, so we have to make sure everything is right to the best of our ability. So it's a year-long activity to get the questions ready.
Are these questions that you readily can answer them?
Readily?
Yes.
Actually, I can answer them, but I'm not as fast as a contestant, I'm sorry to say. If I were to compete with those bright students, I'll probably be a little behind because I can do them, but I'm not fast enough. Yes.
Okay. Now, if the regional contests, some people were accusing other schools, for instance, of having seen the questions. So how is this done? Are you sure that nobody else sees the question apart from the consultants and the quiz mistress?
100%. 100% sure. We are very particular about the security of the questions. So even the quiz master doesn't get to see the questions until about 30 minutes to the time he goes up on stage to start the competition. So 100% sure.
And in this contest, we're talking about the regional exercise.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's with the team leader until it's time to start. We take extra precautions because we know that one slip up could mar the program and mar it greatly. So.
But did you repeat questions in the regions?
Repeat questions as in.
The questions that you use in the central region, for instance, would you use same questions in the Greater Accra region?
Not necessarily. And there's always a different mixture anyway. Yes, so that's how we do it.
Okay. So we went through with the regional context. We're doing, for us on Joy News, this week, we're still profiling some schools. Today we're doing Upper Easts.
Right.
And we're bringing back the regional contest as well.
Right.
Tell us what's going to happen after the launch tomorrow. Like where in the stages are we with the National Science and Maths Quiz?
Well, so we're at the very beginning. Tomorrow is the launch at the British Council Hall at 5 p.m. And after the launch, the schools will come into residence on the 6th and the 7th. That's Wednesday and Thursday. And then we start with the SciTech Fair, which we introduced last year. It's a science and technology fair, which is open to everybody. And we will be featuring projects from some senior high schools, some junior high schools. We have some departments from the University of Ghana that are also exhibiting projects. We also have tech startups. We have 5 slots for tech startups. We consider that as our contribution, as Primetime's contribution to growing that industry. So we give the tech startups a platform gratis to display their products or services. And so that will be on Friday and Saturday at the Athletics Oval on the University of Ghana campus. So it's open to everybody. Everybody's invited. We start the competition itself on Monday the 11th and with the preliminaries. So we'll have 81 schools in the preliminaries. The 27 seeded schools will stand by until the preliminaries are done, and then the 36 winners from the 36 contests at the prelims will move to the 1/8 stage, and they'll be joined by 18 highest scoring losing schools at the preliminaries, and then the seeded schools to make another 81 schools going forward. And from the 1/8 to the finals, it's 40 contests.
Okay, wow.
The finals, yes, so semi-finals on 2nd July, and the grand finale at the National Theatre on 5th July.
So your work as quiz mistress, Dr. Kaufman, actually begins on the 11th of June. That's when do you start?
Oh, I actually, since, was it last year or 2 years ago?
Around October.
The new quiz mistresses.
Yes, the new quiz mistresses.
We have 2 quiz mistresses to help out at the preliminary stage.
Because we do 76
it would be 76 contests. I did it 1 year, it nearly killed me. And so this is a very good arrangement for me. I show up at the 1A stage.
Okay.
So I would be starting on the 18th of June. That's when the 1A stage begins.
Okay.
And then I'll be doing 40 contests to the very end. But the 2 quiz mistresses will be doing their thing simultaneously.
Okay.
2 different centers for the preliminaries.
Sure. But you've done it for about 10, let's take away the 2. How has the experience been like for you?
Oh, when I first started, there was a much smaller thing. We were doing a maximum of 40 contests, actually 32, usually 32 contests. And then we went to 40 contests, and now there's 76. So that's a much, much bigger thing. Numbers of schools. We started out with the 2 schools competing face-to-face. Now we have 3 schools on stage. When I started out, I was very inexperienced. I don't know if anybody noticed. I keep saying this and people don't seem to have noticed. I was a mess my first time.
Were you?
I felt I was a mess because I would ask the question, and especially if there was a bonus, I would not remember where I asked the last question, so I'll be looking around. Now I have a strategy. I don't think it happens to me much these days.
But it happens.
It could happen if it gets too exciting.
Who watches over the quiz mistress? But you went to Bri Girls.
Yes, I did.
So here's my question. Has there been like an awkward moment where you have a Bri Girls competing with other schools and you sitting there as basically the judge?
No, because I don't interact much with contestants. So when they come there, I don't know them. I haven't met them. I just know they come from the school because I have to introduce. Usually after the balloting, I don't even check to see who's coming next. I just get there, and then that's when I meet contestants. And I treat everybody equally to the best of my ability. I get accused of not showing some kindness sometimes to people I should know. But that's all part of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Primetime, you've been doing this 25 years.
Yes.
Indeed, you've had some challenges as well. I remember sponsorship had been one of the many challenges.
Yes.
But through it all, you still continued. I wonder what's been keeping you going.
Tenacity of purpose. I'll just put it down to tenacity of purpose and having good friends who have supported us along the way. Different sponsors, different collaborators, both from government and the private sector, who've been there for us throughout the 25 years we've been in existence. Talk about Liver Brothers, Unilever, which began it. You know, the quiz was originally called Brilliance,
yes.
Science and Maths Quiz. Ghana Breweries that took over the Get Fund. And after that, all these other people who have been with us, GTP, we've had Goel, Chas, taking over the mantle since 2012, and with support from the GES, and it's just been amazing. This year we have Goel, Prudential Life Insurance, and Talo supporting our science fair. We have Bond Financial Services and RMG supporting our mentorship program. You know, we have a mentorship program also. And then we have a number of supporting sponsors. We have Lancaster University, Accra College of Medicine. We have
so you've got lots
Academic
of them now.
City. Yes, they are giving scholarships
Sure.
to contestants. And I mean, people doing all sorts of wonderful things for us. We spoke about GCB Bank. Yes.
Okay.
And they've been wonderful to us.
Okay. All right. We will have a lot more time with you in the coming days, because we have another slot sometime this week as well.
Right,
to still
yes.
talk about the National Science and Maths Quiz.
Yes.
So we'll end our conversation here this morning.
Right.
But I'll definitely come back to you, Dr. Kaufman, if you have some time for us to talk about the study of maths and science.
Yes, that's
on the
important.
show. If you're open to it, we can do it. But thank you so much for your time this morning
Thank
on
you.
the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We have one or two more conversations coming your way before we wrap up.
The whole idea